everybody, welcome back to the Vestibule of Heck podcast, episode 7. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Mitchell.
What have you done this week? Glorious week.
Glorious week. I don't know. I was a little social this week. A little social butterfly.
Ooh.
You know, that's part of why I didn't have anything to put out this week. I was mending relationships with friends and family so that they knew that I was alive still and not just holed up.
And so they would subscribe and follow the Twitter,
Heck
Media.
And shilling. And shilling. You know.
And, I find nowadays that the more stuff that we put out, right, the bigger our portfolio gets, if you want to call it a portfolio, the more I talk about it. The more, obviously it sounds kind of dumb saying it out loud, but I think it's an interesting thing when you finally actually get into doing something, when it's not all talk. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open a business. I'm going to open a restaurant, It becomes, when stuff gets real, it really does totally change in your mind.
Yeah, and also with what we do, the more stuff we put out means the more topics we've covered, which means it's more relevant in more conversations.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people will be like, oh, hey, did you hear about, oh, I did, and actually, throw in the little advertisement in there.
Not only did I hear about it, I talked about it on my podcast, listened to by literally ones of people.
ones of people. Though, we've been getting, we were talking before the podcast, episode 5 got about 27, 28 views within 2 weeks. Episode 6 got 25 views in a week. So if we're really looking at the numbers, we have been doubling our retention rate.
Yeah, we're the fastest growing thing in bullshit.
We are the fastest growing thing on the internet.
Yeah,
Heckmedia.com.
Went from 0 to 25 in 5-6 weeks.
That is literally infinite progress.
Yeah.
Anything times 0.
When you start from 0.
Yeah, and I think that's you gotta be positive in these trying times. Quick side note, we're not going to be talking about the election on this podcast. However,
we're gonna temporarily ignore that because of basically because it's not fun. It's divisive.
Right.
It's divisive and it's impactful, and we strive to be everything on the podcast. We strive to be everything that is not that. So we will be putting out some content either later this week or next week. I'll probably put something down on text, and I have an audio piece coming up with our old friend Blackademics. Guest host.
We have
of the
repeat
podcast.
Guests.
Yeah,
we get repeats.
So
it's happening.
Look forward to that. But for today, you can rest assured we will not be talking politics, so you can listen unabashed.
Well, I mean, let's not say we're not going to be talking about politics at all, but because there's something that happened.
That's true. We won't be talking about the presidential election.
I want to bring up, this is our number one, our first thing we're bringing up in this podcast. Can you read me the headline from MSNBC San Diego, please?
I minimized the tab, but you want me to just give you a summary?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so in an area of San Diego, Oceanside, I believe, a dead man was elected treasurer of the city council. Okay,
so not only was he elected, he beat someone?
Yeah, it wasn't running unopposed. There was another candidate.
I got the article open. I'll read the little paragraph.
Please.
The gentleman's name, the deceased name, Gary Ernst, was elected to Oceanside City Treasurer by a 6% margin over challenger Nadine Scott. The election results are expected to be certified on December 7th by the City Council.
So
Ernst, who died September 23rd, which did not allow time to remove his name from the ballot.
Now we have some scandal afoot because Nadine.
It's a conspiracy.
Nadine, aka the dumpster fire. Because how do you lose to
Miss Tinfoil Hat?
Because how do you lose to a dead man? Nadine believes
easily,
that apparently Nadine believes that the death of Mr. Ernst was not properly conveyed to the public in an effort to allow the other members of the council to simply appoint who they wanted as treasurer.
Because
yeah.
as the article states, city council members can declare a seat vacant since the winner cannot physically take office, according to Oceanside City Attorney John Mullen.
Now, I argue with that because
okay.
we've all seen, or at least heard of, Weekend at Bernie's.
Again, oh my god, I was hoping you were going to go Weekend at Bernie's.
So just prop him up in the seat, man. Give him some sunglasses. No one will ever know the difference.
Put, like, puppet strings on him and, like... See, what I'm imagining, I just had this thought. Imagine this family, they're probably mourning for him. And suddenly they get, like, a cavalcade of calls, like, congratulating them for his win.
Now, this is
and,
like...
emails
this is
and, like...
This is, imagine. This is as if Harambe actually won the presidential election.
Well, let's go one step further with this. Conspiracy. What did he get? Like 15,000?
15,000 was the number that I heard. Yes.
Right. He's like somewhere a ludicrous amount for a dead gorilla meme.
More than 10,000 is an accurate count, and that's
That's about how much Nadine got.
Well,
coincidence?
Yeah.
I think not. Harambe didn't win. Nadine didn't win. There's death involved. I'm smelling a rat.
Yeah, I'm smelling a gorilla.
Gross.
He's been dead for a while, probably getting ripe.
Like a banana. Hey, gorilla jokes.
Just imagine
this wasn't on our...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just imagining the X-Files theme.
The truth is out there. It's fucking Harambe. I really hate that this, we talked about meme culture last time, and this wasn't on the docket, but I am mad. Not that people voted for Harambe, but that people are mad that people voted for Harambe. Take Harambe out of the equation. 15,000, or somewhere around that number, over 10,000 people woke up on election day, or maybe even before election day, like early, and like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to vote for a meme. I'm literally going to put the name of a meme gorilla on this ballot and send it in and sleep at night.
Now, the one justification that I heard for that type of action is, if that's what it takes to get you out to the polls to vote for, say, your senator or your dead city councilman or what have you, if that's what it takes, if writing in Harambe in the presidential slot is what it takes to get you out to vote for the stuff that actually affects you, the local stuff, yeah, so be it.
Right, because like a lot of people didn't know, when you go to the primary or the general election, you're voting on a lot of stuff. Like they made weed legal in California.
California, yep.
California. Was it medical or was it recreational?
I believe recreational, because I think they already had medical.
Right. They already had medical. So you know what that means? Usually New York is 3 to 5 years behind California in laws.
Get it?
You know what that means?
Can't wait.
In about 3 years or so, I can smoke weed and not feel like a felon. We don't have to hide anymore.
Yeah, the only concern that I have if weed gets legalized, it's not a logistical concern. It's, man, how bad are people gonna smell?
You know what? I think people are gonna move to like edibles, right? Because if they're gonna legalize marijuana, they gotta what they're legalizing is like the use of marijuana in like consumer product, essentially. True. Right? So someone's gonna be selling butter. Like you'll be able to go get it. Like, I can't believe this is not going to like get me super high.
Well, it'd be, I can't believe it's not butter, but it'd be like, I can't believe it's not butter.
I cannot believe it's not butter. I just.
You can see
I can't
yourself
wait.
out now. You know where the door is.
Yeah, I'll leave. Thanks everyone for coming. This has been episode 7.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do the rest of it by myself. That was bad. It's bad.
Well, see, what I want to see happen, I want to see cigarette companies expand out to marijuana, right? Like, I want to be able to get Marb Greens next to my Marb Reds.
It's true.
Right? Like, how convenient. Like, you'd have... Because, like, the big shitty part about, especially, like, smoking, like, a joint or something, is that, like, usually you're not using a filter, right? Like, who's so bougie as they put in, like, a filter, right? You have, like, a rolled up, like, piece of like an index card at the end of it. Like, I mean, that's what I've heard people do.
Sure.
Wink, nod.
I guess.
See, that's the thing. We have to talk about it like we fucking killed somebody. Like,
Well, I mean, yes and no.
What I heard.
There's a degree of separation when you're just talking about it on the internet to when you're actually caught using it or possessing it.
Yeah, it's just I think there's a good reason that we criminalize a lot of drugs. I don't know what good anyone has ever done on PCP.
It's true.
Heroin, I mean, if you want to point, heroin. Yeah, listen, if you can point me to someone who's like enough people, not just one person, right? Because there's always bound to be one person. Like this guy does PCP 3 times a day, and he works at a soup kitchen, and whatever. But like, which is crazy. Could you imagine like the guy like and like you're on like a line for soup, and like a guy is just whacked out on fucking PCP, handing you soup, and just
I think that's called dinner and a show.
We need to bring back dinner and a show, but instead of like a movie or like a stage show, a man on PCP hands you your food.
Yeah.
And starts, I don't know, eating his own hand or something.
I mean, as someone who's worked in the restaurant business, there's a lot of coked out people who might be waiters. That's
very true. I mean, if you look at the numbers, drug use in restaurants is, or by restaurant workers rather.
They're a big fan of the uppers. A lot of Adderall, a lot of cocaine.
Right, and it's I get it. It's a high. I worked in a kitchen briefly, and I wasn't even on the hard side. I was a 16-year-old pizza man. I was making pizzas, and that's not rocket science. I wasn't on the actual cooking side, and I can't imagine how incredibly stressful it can be. I mean, it might be fun, but most of the time you're dealing with people who are probably pricks. People very specific who complain about everything, who order things they don't understand what they're ordering.
Yeah, I didn't want this. Yeah, I work in a pizza place, and even we get people who order things that they don't understand what they are.
The fuck? Like, wow. How?
Yeah.
How does someone go through their life and they're like, chicken parmesan? Is that just like a chicken breast with cheese on it?
Actually, here's a fun thing. We had a woman. We delivered food to her. She counted her noodles and called back because there weren't enough of them. Yeah, counted the noodles.
You are fucking with me.
I'm not. She called back with a number. She said there's only 30 noodles in this.
What?
Yep.
That is what number is like an acceptable? Did she say what was an acceptable amount of noodles?
No, but I mean, we had to explain to her that we portion by weight. We don't count the noodles.
Could you? I imagine going into my kitchen downstairs, like in my home, and counting noodles. Like, who? She really believed that you were supposed to count the noodles?
Well, I don't know if she believed that we were supposed to, but she thought she was getting gypped, so she counted the noodles and called us back with a number of noodles. And it was also a chicken parm, so she had to take the chicken and the cheese that was laid gently on top of the bed of noodles out.
Right.
And then count the noodles.
So it wasn't even really a noodle dish. I mean, they come as like a side almost. You're supposed to eat them in tandem with.
Here we're gonna go inside baseball for our listeners here. For the pizza place that I work at. For dishes that for dishes that say get chicken or eggplant on top, we use one portion of noodles, which is I believe 8 ounces, so half a pound. Cooked pasta weighs more than, dry pasta. It takes in some water.
Right, it's full of water, yes.
Apparently, roughly 30 noodles is 8 ounces. And then if it's just a noodle dish, say if it's like pasta marinara or pasta alfredo, you get 2 servings.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so,
And this lady... I just can't imagine. Okay, so is she a regular? Like, does she order often?
Yeah.
Does she count her noodles every time? Do you think she has like a noodle chart?
I can't imagine because otherwise the difference would be like, well, last time I got 32 noodles.
Well, maybe that's her cutoff. Maybe she needs like 32 noodles minimum. Like maybe that's her hard minimum. Like she orders from other places in town.
I will say she orders all the time, but she also calls back all the time.
Oh my god. I don't understand when people complain about meaningless shit. Like, how boring and stupid does your life have to be where you're calling this pizza place where they do not give a shit about you not thinking you didn't get enough noodles? Like, portions are what portions are. Like, it's that way for probably a financial reason. It's that way probably for, like, a dish reason. Like if there were too many noodles, then it would be like too much food. It would be wasteful.
Yeah, it's
right. Am I crazy?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, sometimes I don't agree with our portions, but also, like, you know what you're ordering. You've ordered it before, and if let's just say if you order from somewhere and are unhappy with them 5 times in a row, you're probably gonna stop ordering from them.
Yeah, there's a place here in town that we used to eat sometimes, and their pizza would just be bad. So we just stopped going. We're like, no, there's like other places to get food, and we'll just go somewhere else.
Not this lady.
She has such vicious brand loyalty that she's like, I will not eat anything but this specific chicken fucking parmesan, and like I will not have it any other way, and I will get it from nowhere else.
Well, my theory is we've cut her off from delivery at this point.
She got cut off.
Yeah, and my theory is the reason she kept ordering from us is probably because all of the other places in the area have also done the same thing.
Christ.
Just my theory. I don't have any facts on that. That's reckless speculation. But I can't imagine any other reason why.
It seems reasonable at this point.
Yeah, I can't see any other reason why.
That's incredible. That's like being kicked out of every bar in town. Like, that's...
Yeah, and we live, upstate New York. There's probably 4 or 5 pizza places that are within range to deliver to her.
I'm imagining that there's like a monthly meeting of all the pizza places. I know there's not, but I'm imagining this in my head where it's like, all right, who is on your do not deliver list? We'll put them on watch. And like there's like a whole
it's like blackballing
like,
in baseball.
Well, I imagine it's like an old West sheriff, and it's like wanted, like do not deliver.
Yeah, we got
posters with pictures, like mugshots. Yeah. Oh my god, holy shit! All right, well, I have no segue, but let's get into the sports segment of our podcast,
aka the rest of the podcast. Bring it on.
AKA Player of the Week.
All right,
who is our Player of the Week?
I was a little torn this week. Mm-hmm. I want to give an honorable mention to a coach first, if I may.
Okay.
Not necessarily one coach, but I'll credit Mike Tomlin because I believe he does the play calling for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were down late in the game earlier today against the Cowboys. They needed a touchdown drive to take the lead back. So a sub 1 minute left. You're running a time crunch. They were out of timeouts. So they run up to the line to spike the ball to get themselves a little time to run a play.
All right, before we keep going, if you could explain to people, some people might not know, what is the purpose of a spike?
So if you snap the ball and then throw it immediately on the ground, it counts as an incomplete pass and stops the clock. So it's essentially like a timeout. You sacrifice a down, but it stops the clock for you so you can take your 45 seconds to a minute and draw up your next play, it just gives you more time to work with.
Right, so because typically in football the clock will continue to run unless somebody goes out of bounds, or an incomplete pass. Right, there's a couple other, I'm sure, but those are the 2 big ones. Also, so they went to spike it.
So they went to spike the ball, snap the ball. Ben Roethlisberger goes to drop it on the ground. Instead, he just takes a couple steps back and heaves it in the air to Antonio Brown in the end zone. Touchdown. Fake spike.
Brilliant. Yep. Brilliant play.
This is probably something that you could have happen less than once a season. It's like the QB sneak, or like the like any kind of those plays, the Hail Marys, the no. I mean like people probably run a fake spike less than once a season.
Well, that's not it's like a crazy rare thing.
It is maybe the rarest because even something that is slightly less rare is the fake punt.
Ooh, so I like playing sports video games, especially like the Backyard series. Fake punt has always been my favorite play. Always. It's so... I love any kind of, like, trick. When football gets tricky, and football is finally getting interesting to watch this season. We were bitching in the beginning of the season.
Well, I'm still bitching. Now, this week has been pretty good, but I'll get into that a little later once we're actually just talking football in general, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, it's starting at least. It's starting to get better. At least the Super Bowl sounds like the whole playoff seems like it's going to be pretty cool this year.
Well, playoffs are always great because that's football with stakes.
Right.
But the overall play is still... The problem with the overall play is still the overly conservative play calling in which we need 10 yards for a first down. Let's throw a slant pass for 3.
Right, the small ball. But at the same time, it almost like it complements these bigger plays, like these crazy plays.
Well, I'll get into why this week in particular was better a little bit later. But first, let's name our player of the week. The highest honors in the NFL, I'm sure, are player of the week.
Is the Heck Media player. They put a little sticker on their helmet when we talk about them. They get a little Heck Media sticker.
So as of right now, again, a little inside baseball. Our perennial player of the week, Mr. Rob Gronkowski, is currently
Gronk.
He's currently in the middle of a game, so we don't really have much fodder from him. So in his place, in his stead, I would like to name Marcus Peters of the Kansas City Chiefs, player of the week.
Congratulations, Marcus Peters, for not only having a great play, but then having a great quote. Because I feel as if Rob Gronkowski has maybe not started something, but I think he has sparked interest in good interviews again. Like with the 69 comment that made him our God, King, Savior. Marcus Peters, the play this week, he had an interception, sort of.
Yeah, the Chiefs were playing the Panthers. Cam Newton seemed to complete a pass to Kelvin Benjamin, wildly talented receiver Kelvin Benjamin. And then out of nowhere, Marcus Peters just goes ahead and takes the ball out of his hands, just wrenches it away from him.
If you guys can watch this play, it's on NFL.com. It's if you look up Marcus Peters, you'll find it. He just rips the ball out of Kelvin Benjamin's hands. Just rips it out.
And the best part is afterwards, after he finally gets tackled on his run back, he takes the ball and just punts it into the stands.
He does. He just it was the play is brilliant.
Now, for anyone who doesn't know, when you send the ball out of the field of play, that results in a 5-yard penalty. So, I mean, interception still stands.
This all was to set up the field goal that won the Chiefs the game. Interesting thing, this was with 20 seconds remaining in the game. This was at the end of the game.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
And so he just artificially extended the length of the game, like not of playtime, but of just how long it was going to take by booting this ball into the stands as hard as he could.
And now maybe somehow even better than the play, even better than the reaction, is the headline that comes from it, and it is Marcus Peters on Kelvin Benjamin interception. Quote, "I took it from him."
I want to go further, and then at the end of the game, they interviewed him. The quote is, "I took it from him." Peter said after the game, "You know how you go to the store and you want something and your mama tells you can't have it?" Now, I'm wondering here if he's the mom.
Oh, he's the mom. Kelvin Benjamin wanted that football.
He's Kelvin Benjamin's mother.
Mama Peters said, no.
Mama Peters. I'm filled with such genuine joy that he was like, "I took it." You know, when you go to the grocery store, he's talking like a teenager or like a kid. Like, he's a grown ass man. Like,
see, now
this is how football.
This is how football should be. I took it from him.
I took it from him. You know, you go to the store and you want something, your mama tells you that you can't have it. Like, holy shit, you're a madman, Peters.
No,
nuts.
Kelvin Benjamin, giant black man, put it back.
Put it back. Yeah, these are grown ass adults, and he's just like, "I'm your mom now. I am the matriarch of this relationship." It's wonderful when these good things happen in sports, because often, unfortunately, we are we are struck with tragedy. This is my segue to the saddest moment of this is the sad Mets moment of the week. I'm starting.
You know, the funny thing is, if it was baseball season, you might be able to run a sad Mets moment of the week.
I think I might start because listen, I love the Mets, but we're losing a great. He was only for the Mets for 3 years, but his 3 years, especially this last year, he's been what gets me up in the morning, knowing that I'm going to see his beautiful face on the mound. Of course, I'm talking about Bartolo Colon. He just signed a 1-year deal with the Braves.
Now, there is a silver lining, of course, in that he's still in baseball. It's not a retirement.
Yeah.
So we still get to enjoy him.
Luckily, my MLB TV subscription will go twice as far next year because I'm going to be watching 324 games.
Well,
because I have to watch all the Braves, or I have to watch every start he has. And he started 20 times this year, so I get to watch 180 plus games.
It'll be roughly every 5th Braves game.
I am excited. Yeah, it's a sad day. The Mets have such a great bullpen that there was no chance of him staying. Syndergaard, Mats. We got the new kids coming, and it's just. It's sad. I love knowing, like, my mom's a big Mets fan. She doesn't listen to the podcast because if she did and she heard that first part about smoking weed, she'd probably have a small aneurysm. You put that on the internet, the government, whatever. But my mom is a huge Mets fan, and every day when Bartolo would start, anytime Bartolo would start, I'd get a text, "Big Sexy on the mound," and I would drop what I was doing, no matter what, which I normally do for Mets games anyways. But I would hop on MLB TV app, and I would just we're not sponsored by the MLB TV app or anything. I'm just saying the full brand name 18 times. But if they want to sponsor us, because one of the 20 people that listens to us definitely works for MLB TV.
I mean, let's be real. I feel like with how much we shit on sports, I don't know that we'll ever get sponsored.
Listen, if Levitard can do it, we can too.
Levitard is on ESPN, buddy. He's already made it.
Damn it. Fuck.
I picked the wrong person to model my sports decisions after if I want to ever be part of that game.
No. What we're gonna do is once we get to episode 100, right? We're gonna send in all of our best, our highlights, to ESPN to see if we can get a show with them, and we're gonna call it Assholes, and it'll be great.
Well, for what it's worth. There is a show that I'm also a fan of, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio, that was born out of a podcast. So, hey, there's hope.
Look, we could do it. We could make it there.
I mean, that said, Jalen Rose was a part of the Fab Five college basketball team, and therefore highly accredited. But, hey, the dream's alive.
Hey, I skateboard every other day. And I think I could do a backflip if I tried.
We could get a show on ESPN5.
ESPN. Fucking ESPN. They create more. Is there 5 ESPNs? There's not 5 ESPNs.
There's ESPN, ESPN2.
There's 3, right?
Well, there's ESPN. There's ESPN2. There's ESPNU.
There's what the fuck is
that? University, college.
Oh,
stuff.
U is in okay.
There's ESPN, I don't know, some Spanish network thing that they do. There's 4. There might be 5.
We should just start naming our podcast ESPN5. And wait for them to pick us up or cease and desist us.
I think we might run into some problems there.
But listen, that's an in. A cease and desist is an in. We're officially in their systems.
Suppose.
Right, it's like the story of the criminal who becomes a detective. Right?
Sure,
it's the same.
Yeah.
It's like Dexter or whatever. Dexter, the show Dexter?
Except usually they're valuable for one reason or another.
Oh, yeah, but listen, we could create value. That's okay. I think this is something that, once again, not on the docket, but fuck the list, I guess, tonight. You can, in the internet age, you can create a niche, right? Imagine all the people who are you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, slowly scratch my microphone, and you're going to love it. And, ASMR is huge on YouTube, and it's only getting bigger.
I mean, isn't that kind of what we're doing?
Just scratching our microphones?
Creating a niche.
No, absolutely. We're like sports, but we don't talk about sports. You know, we talk about current events, but we're not news. You know, we're like, we are the podcast, which I'm sure is the name of a podcast already. So, copyright Heck Media 2017.
That's fair.
I said 2017 because I'm not gonna put in the copyright till the year reset, so I don't have to pay the redo fee for like a year. If that's how, I have no idea how patents work. I want to point that out. I don't work for patent office, but if you go to uspatents.gov right now, you can register your own patent. Use the code HECK for 20% off your first registration fee. Can we do that? Can we like start plugging things until someone actually picks us up?
I feel like we could probably get away with it.
I want to get picked up by like Ovaltine, so I can do like Ovaltine commercial. They still sell Ovaltine, right?
I mean, I have to imagine they probably still sell Ovaltine. I don't know to whom, but yeah.
There's like one sad old guy who like, he's like, all of his family, all of his friends are gone, but fuck, he loves Ovaltine. It's like the one thing that keeps him on this planet.
Yeah, same.
Ovaltine. Everyone has their one thing, like, you know, mine is nothing, and yours is nothing, and that old guy's is Ovaltine, and ours is Ovaltine, or Tang. Oh, yo, do you remember Tang?
Do I remember Tang? Of course.
Do you remember Tang?
It's astronaut drinks.
Dude, Tang sucked. Tang sucked nuts.
I don't remember what Tang tasted like. I just
remember
it as
it was like
concept.
an orange.
Yeah, it was an orange
drink.
I only remember it as a concept.
Ass. It tastes like ass. I feel like I had some recently, and it was like, wow, I wanted this as a kid. I wanted this.
Yeah, I mean, apparently.
We got fooled by that orangutan, which, because if I'm gonna sell juice to children, I'm using a monkey, because orange, get it?
Well, to be fair, that's not a monkey. It's a chimp, I believe.
I thought it was an orangutan.
Well, yeah, an orangutan's not a monkey.
Oh, excuse me, mister. I ruined dinosaurs and now I'm ruining monkeys.
I'm not ruining anything. I'm just telling you.
Fine.
Well, to be fair, I ruined dinosaurs. I'm not ruining monkeys because monkeys...
I'm still sad about the whole dinosaur thing.
Well, as a matter of fact, neither of us can ruin monkeys because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about orangutans.
Oh,
If anything, I'm ruining orangutans.
Yo, speaking of science shit that I don't fucking care about, supermoon tonight, I guess.
Supermoon.
11/13/2016. The moon's real big. Who gives a shit?
Apparently, all of Twitter.
I don't. Okay, this is a little anecdote that happened the other day. The other day, I was hanging out with the girlfriend, and we were sitting in my living room, and outside, the sky looked real nice. We get like real nice sunsets around here sometimes. And she's like, "Holy crap!" So she takes a picture of it, right? And I look at her, and maybe it's because I'm just a giant cunt, but I look at her and I'm like, you know, like everyone's gonna be like, why can't you just enjoy it? You know, like enjoy and don't take a picture of it. You don't have to take a picture of it. Because I hate fun. I hate all things that look like fun, smell like fun.
Well, to be fair, I don't really take pictures of anything because I'd rather be in the moment than look back at the moment.
Right, yeah, that's how I feel, right? And so I looked and I told her, I'm like, listen, we're going to go on, like, Instagram, and everyone from the school is going to have the same fucking picture of the sky. And she's like, no, I don't, and I'm like, lo and behold, I open up Instagram, and I'm like, look, here's 18 pictures of the sky outside. And she's like, fuck you, why can't you just like things? I feel like, do you ever feel like sometimes your cynicism makes you, like, subhuman? But also better than everyone else?
I mean, I certainly feel like it makes me less likable.
Yeah, I feel like there are things, right? I had a conversation with someone the other day, and they're like, I feel like you're the kind of person who only has meh feelings about most things. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. I feel very about most things, but then there are certain things that I love that I will never shut up about.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. You know, I mean, likability is overrated anyway, so.
We're back. We're back at gas bag territory.
It's not like, I mean, it's not like we're trying to make not like we're trying to make an empire out of being likable or anything.
No. We're making an empire out of making likable content.
Yeah, sure.
Well, like, think about it. Like, think about all the people in, like, media who aren't liked, but are watched.
Well, most people are liked by at least half of the people that watch them, right? Because you look at the people that gasbag and take far too serious opinions about things that are not. It's half of the people talking about them are people that love them and are would swear by them, and then the other half of the people that are like, this person is an absolute piece of shit. Let me just watch and see them be a piece of shit, so I have new stuff to complain about.
Or like, what? Let me watch this train wreck, and then. Yeah, it's like what's his fucking name? Michael Moore comes in and out of the news every so often. And, like, I've always kind of thought that he was a big prick. And I feel like, because he's like a sensationalist, like he jumps on the newest, biggest thing and just rides it for all it's worth. Like, he's doing all this shit right now with, once again, we're not going to get into the election because we're doing more content on that at some other point. But he's getting, like, he went to Trump Tower, apparently, and, like, told Donald Trump that he sucks or something like that. Like, it would,
or something
like he didn't say that
whatever.
exactly, but like
he thrust himself into the public eye because he just hadn't been there in a while.
He's like, it's been a couple years since I made a documentary. I better say something about things, because people like, who gives a shit about what Michael Moore says? I'm doing it official, calling him out. Yo, Michael Moore, fuck you, man.
I would wager that there's probably a large group of people that would say like, yeah, I care what Michael Moore thinks, but like then there's that other 50% of his audience that's just like, wow, actually fuck this guy. Like, he's just the worst.
I feel like our culture kind of has a lot of that, like, you watch something not only because you like it, but you watch things because you hate it, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people who watch, like, stuff like Keeping Up with the Kardashians are not people who are there because they're like, oh my god, what's Kim gonna do this week? What are they gonna do? But they're there because they're like, I hate this, and I need to learn as much about it as I can so I can hate it thoroughly.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I will occasionally tune into a political pundit, and I hate all of it, either side. I just hate the radio voice, the talking head political bullshit. I hate all of it, but occasionally I'll tune into one of them, just to be like, that's what it feels like to be mad. I just change the station now.
Well, like, it feels good. So.
Well, when you don't get organic anger in your life, yeah, it can feel cathartic to be angry at something.
What a wonderful evolution of man. That, like, I don't get angry enough throughout the day. Let me do something that intentionally makes me angry.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like having, like, a therapeutic cry. Like, if you're not actually sad about stuff, but, like, you can, play a sad song and, like, because, there's endorphins released when you're angry or crying or, it's the same way that you go to places that can make you happy. Go to movies to make you laugh, or go to an amusement park to make you scared. And, like, these emotions all release endorphins and chemicals in your body that make you feel things, and it's always nice to feel those things, especially in a controlled environment.
Yeah, recently since I've been so loaded with work. I mean, semester's coming to an end, so we got big projects. NaNoWriMo has been working on me. Obviously that's entirely volunteer, and I've said it on the podcast, so now I have to finish something.
I mean, you say that all ones of the people that listen to us will be.
Listen, I take that very seriously. I love you, ones of people. Thank you for listening to us. But I've been watching a lot. No, what gets me I'm going to ask you after about your one thing. This one thing that always gets me to get a good cry out. I watch the compilations of America's Got Talent, the most the heartbreaking stories.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh my god. Listen, I'm not an emotionally destroyed person, but it is very difficult to make me sad, genuinely kind of feel sadness.
Sure.
But holy shit, there's this one guy who was he sang to all of his troops in the army, and he just came back and he's like, yeah, I just finished my first tour in Iraq, and it's hell over there, it's bad. A lot of soldiers say it's, a lot of generals who've been through more than one of the wars been this is one of the worst one for soldiers, because it's so tense the whole time. It's like Vietnam 2.0, right, where the technology's better, so you always have to be scared. And there's this big guy, big Samoan looking guy, and he started singing, and it was beautiful. He had a higher range voice, and he was just going for it. And I'm like, this guy, he had his army fatigues on, or he had camo pants, and I think just a tank top and his dog tags. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I love this. And like I'm just like sitting in my room. It's like noon. I'm like in between classes. I'm like, oh my god, he was just so strong. He's just the strongest man. Oh my god. Do you have like a thing you can always go to give yourself that good cry?
No, see, I don't have one thing. But it's a big reveal. I'm just like a big old bitch.
Okay, I knew this.
If things are framed the right way, they'll just make me cry. Cause I'm kind of dead inside, so I love feeding on the emotions of others.
Right, to make you feel human. Same.
Yeah.
I got you.
So like for example, when Jose Fernandez passed away, I was not largely attached to Jose Fernandez, but he was a treasure of a baseball player. He played with joy and passion, and that's really what you want from somebody who plays sports.
He was not just a great player, but he was like a good guy.
Yeah, and what you want from and then they did a memorial before one of the games or during one of the games the next day, and the framework of it was beautiful. They played a slow rendition of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and one of his teammates who hadn't hit a home run all year. One of his first at bat, he mimicked the batting stance of Jose Fernandez for one swing, and then switched back to his stance and then hit a home run.
Oh my god, that's a movie moment.
Yeah,
I just got chills.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing, and I didn't even see it. I was listening to somebody talk about it on the radio while I was working, driving, and it was just such a moment for me that like it was framed so beautifully, and it was such a human, vulnerable moment for everybody involved that it brought tears to my eyes. So like anything that's framed, any humanizing moment that's well framed and beautiful will usually get me, because I'm not too proud for it. I'll cry. I don't care. Judge me. I'm comfortable.
I think we're finally getting to a point in society where it's like, because a very long time it was like, dudes don't show your emotions, and I kind of similarly I think we kind of grew up in the tail end of that, right? Like when we were younger, it was very much like, hey, listen, dudes don't really, dudes don't cry. But then, like, up into middle school, like, it started becoming like, yeah, it's all right, you can cry, it's fine.
The stigma exists for sure.
I think it's always going to exist to a certain point.
Yeah, but it's a matter of if you're comfortable with yourself and you're comfortable with the people around you, which is what I think is more important, to surround yourself with people that wouldn't judge you in such a petty way. But if you're comfortable with yourself and the people around you, of course you should be comfortable showing your emotions.
Right, because it makes you a person. I mean, it's a lot easier to be emotionally guarded. Right, it's easier initially, right? But it's just the snowball effect of, you push all these emotions down, and then like they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then suddenly, you gotta like let that shit out. So I guess in conclusion, fuck the supermoon. Who gives a shit?
I forgot this started on the supermoon. I was actually just gonna say, of course, here we are venting all of these vulnerabilities to the general internet. But I would hope
the void.
I would hope that our audience would be better than that.
Yeah, I feel like our audience, if we can call them our audience, our what did I call them on the website? I added a new widget to the website.
Hellions?
What I call them? Hellions, yeah. Which we're gonna do Heckians.
Yeah, it sounds like something out of Dragon Ball.
Maybe like hecklers. That's kind of clever.
That's a really good one.
Pat myself on the back. I'm gonna go change the website.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
All right. So hecklers, all of our hecklers, like Johnny Calcorn. This is perfect. It's the ideal. I did it. I turn it off. Shut off the website. Shut it down.
Yeah, that's the moment.
We're done.
Crystallizing moment here.
I feel like every single episode of the podcast, or maybe even every other one, I'd say like, "Oh no, we did it. We're done. We hit our milestone."
all these empty threats of just ending what we've started.
I think it's funny, like having it recorded. I realized that like I have a lot of jokes that I just love, like the in conclusion, and like we're on something like a totally different subject and you bring it back, or like that one, like, oh, shut it down, we did it.
Yeah,
like,
my greatest fear, and also at the same time how I will know that we've made it, is when somebody makes a supercut of me saying the same thing over and over again because it's something I say all the time. Man. And I'm terrified of the day it happens. And I kind of both hope that it never happens and hope that it happens very soon. Because, like, it means you've made it. It means you have an audience that listens consistently enough to catch those stupid little idiosyncrasies in your vocabulary.
Uh-huh.
But it also means that you have somebody that wants to tear you down and make fun of you. So,
but like that's the best. Like that's art. That's like someone has finally given enough of a shit about me to rip me apart on the internet.
Absolutely. That's why I want it to happen. I can't wait till the day I get a supercut of me saying, just whatever it is, because I don't know yet. And then I'll know, and then I'll be painfully aware, and I'll try not to ever say it again. And
then it'll slip, and then we'll point it out, and then there'll be like a compilation of you slipping and saying it and pointing it out.
Yeah, it'll ruin my life.
Somebody pointed something out to me the other day. A thing I do with my face. I make this, like, I react. I'm a very emotive person with my face, and I do a lot of hand gestures. Like right now, my hands are just like waving at my microphone, and like nothing. Like I'm just staring at my fucking computer screen.
I did some of that.
Just, like, watching.
I did some of that earlier, and then cringed at myself, and like, nah, knock it off.
Oh, fuck off! I just do it. I can't stop. Like I talk with my hands, and this is why I feel like since we're gonna also a little teaser, a little bit of a little tickle on the back of your neck, a little teaser. That was a weird way to frame that.
That was a weird way to phrase that one. Okay.
So instead of saying teaser, we're gonna say here's a little tickle for your neck.
A little neck tickle.
Here's a little sensual. We're gonna have some video content coming up soon. I'm going home back home for Thanksgiving, and so we're gonna meet up a day and we're gonna record some stuff and we're gonna have some new video content. There's gonna be some alcohol. There's gonna be some jelly beans.
Yeah, I can't wait till our audience realizes that Heck Media is just chubby and white.
Two sort of chubby 20-somethings like that.
Yeah, and
I'm excited.
It's super funny because we're a platform that like preaches diversity, and yet at its core, it is two chubby white 20-somethings.
And we're kind of like the classic duo. Like there's like dark-haired smart guy and blonde-haired goof guy.
Which is actually it's actually super funny that that's the label you would put on it, since I'm the college dropout. And, I'm the one that you labeled as dark-haired smart guy.
Well, I feel like, here's a little inside life baseball. Growing up, like, you've always been, like, the smart guy in the group. You were always the one who is, like, shaking your head at us being idiots.
Yeah, which is still true.
Like,
education
that's the beautiful part about, like, I love that I'm in college. I don't think college makes you smart. College helps you get better at what you're good at.
Yeah, college
like, if
makes
you don't go into college
there's
good at something.
Yeah, there's a difference between being learned and being smart.
Yeah, because I think intelligence kind of comes at it just kind of comes with you. Like it's just like part of you. Like you're either a smart person or you're not. But then I think it's a question of wisdom at a certain point. Wisdom is like experience you've gained throughout life that you use your intellect hopefully to gain. Like all the things, like now we are more wise about how to produce like a podcast because we did this, we used our brains, we're like, hey, we should do this, let's try this, oh, hey, it works, that's great. So we gained wisdom with our intelligence. Like I went to school because I like to read and I wanted to have like a structure because I'm not very good without a structure. And like I need someone to be like, okay, here's a thing, read these books and now go off on your own. Here's some other authors if you want to read them. I needed that. A lot of people don't, and college is not necessary anymore. If you're listening and you are considering whether to go to college or not, really assess why you're going to college, because college is not inherently good.
No, and it costs a lot of money. So if you're not if you're not sure why you're going to school, maybe just hold off.
Yeah, like go, get a job somewhere. Get a job in something you would like, or at least get a job to get money to do what you like.
Yeah, or even get a job wherever you can get a job to realize, oh wow, having this job is really shitty. I should go do something.
Oh yeah, like I took time in between my associates and my bachelor's, and I was working and like living, and I'm just like, ugh, God, I need something else. I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like this at all.
If I didn't have the job that I did now, that like I can live comfortably and be happy, and I like my job. If I still had to be working where I was working, I would probably be back in school.
Right, you have to like rent yourself out of bed every day, like, oh, here we fucking go. Like, you know, if you wake up and your first thought is, ugh, maybe reevaluate what you're doing. And now this became we're like life advice podcast.
Yeah, we've been all over the place. I think the central theme of this podcast is self-masturbatory.
Fuck the supermoon. It's fuck the supermoon.
I was actually gonna.
The main.
No. I was thinking that we did a lot of self-masturbatory bullshit, but you know, whatever.
I mean, listen, I don't mind a good. I can't even. I was gonna say like I don't mind a good wank, like, but just I couldn't get it out without laughing.
Who does mind a good wank? I mean,
who doesn't love a good hour-long wank?
Well, I mean, we talked about some stuff, and then we kind of just spent 20 minutes talking about us. And hey, who knows? Maybe the hecklers will love it, and maybe they won't, and they'll live up to their name.
I'm really patting myself on the back for that one pretty hard. I'm gonna go give myself a congratulatory beer when we're done here.
That was inspired. I'll give you that much.
Yes, I got confirmation.
Yeah, no, that was inspired. I'm all in on that one. All 12 of you out there, congratulations.
Hey, we have 12 hecklers.
You're now labeled.
Hey, listen, if we look at the Facebook numbers, which has been steadily going up, we have 207 hecklers, of which 3 look at our stuff. Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't buy that at all.
I want to talk very briefly on my my new series I'm doing on the website, because we're coming up on time here. I want to talk really briefly. Scam Venture has been doing very well for a non-performer profile.
As somebody who has some insight into what the second part of that is going to be, yeah, tune in. It's going to be good.
I watched. I'm a big fan. Chris Hansen of MSNBC fame. Catch a Predator was his big thing, and still is actually, because Hansen vs. Predator is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
He also did a series on internet scams, scamming in general, mail scams, but mostly email scams. It was a big one. And I was so lucky as to receive in the Heck Media email a scam email, one of these classic West African, I have $8 million and I'm a barrister, but I need money for legal fees meme. And I am going to milk it for every bit of content that it's worth, because this is gold. I was sent, go on heckmedia.com, look at Scam Venture Part 1, read it. I think it's hilarious. I mean, I wrote it, so, I mean, fuck me, I guess. But other people think it's funny, too. Which I guess can that be our new slogan? Like, I wrote it, but, like, fuck it. Other people think I'm funny.
Well, like, I mean, that could be the slogan, but we do other stuff besides comedy. I don't know why.
That's true.
Because comedy is always what goes over the best. Well, comedy and shilling for other people. But,
yes.
You know, as a company with integrity, we do other things.
Yeah, no, I think, which, once again, this is the segment where we talk about why we love what we're doing. Heck Media has always been an open I was listening to the first 2 podcasts the other day. I'm like, all right, let me see, I like to do how are we doing? How's our audio? How's our content? How's our flow? Oh my God, we are dicks. In the first 2 episodes, we are... Like, we're self-serving now. Like, don't get me wrong. We're still sucking our own dicks, basically, for an hour.
We'll never stop.
Well, can't stop, won't stop. Anyway, so Scam Venture. I got to review this email. I got to use my degree skills to critique the content of this piece that I got, which I'm calling it a piece. The last part of shit is for you to decide, viewers at home, listeners.
So, real quick
hecklers.
though, are you saying we were more self-serving in the first 2 podcasts?
Oh my good God, we had no sense of irony. We did, but like we had no sense of ourself, because now we're like goofing, right? We're having a good goof. I'm chilling in my chair, like I'm leaning back, I'm hanging out. I'm just hanging out with my bud, talking about sports and dead people and memes, right? And oh my God, the first we are so unaware.
Did we take it too seriously?
Oh my God, I am shocked. anyone listened to the first, not just because of the audio quality, because that was pretty horrendous. I guess compared to now, it's horrendous. It's not really that bad. I've heard like Let's Plays that are way worse. You know, like you get the kid with he got his first Turtle Beach headset, but like he I don't know, threw up on it. So like the condenser mic is all garbagey on it.
Yeah.
He took off the little foam thing because he doesn't understand what it does. And so he's like, right, and so, yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. Well, the sounds of it. And listen, we're on episode 7. I'm not saying we fucking mastered it.
I was gonna say, but the difference that 5 weeks can make.
It is astounding. Also, oh my God, we're coming up. Episode 8 will be 2 months of this.
Yeah, it's true.
2 months.
It's true.
Of Heck Media.
Well, I mean, actually, frankly, this is probably 2 months of Heck Media because.
Oh my God! Is it our 2-month anniversary?
Well, yeah, because Heck Media existed before the podcast did.
I didn't even get you a present.
I wouldn't expect maybe for the year, but.
Oh man, for the year we're gonna do a extravaganza. We're gonna smoke crack on cam.
Oh God, don't overpromise. I don't know that we're gonna be in any position to do anything super great for a year.
Listen, if we continue what we're going right now, we're like 2 months in. We have a not large but steady viewership on the podcast, listeners, hecklers on the podcast, and you know the website's getting views. We're steadily increasing Facebook likes. We're getting those ads out there. I think we can do it. I think we're doing a good job.
I'll put it out there. We'll be here in a year for anybody.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going away.
Still interested? We'll grind through it. You know, just tell your friends.
Tell your friends, tell your family. Probably don't tell you. No, tell your grandma. She'll like it. Your grandma's surprisingly freaky. She had to have sex at least once.
At least once.
So, probably.
And if you have aunts and uncles.
Ooh.
Even more than that.
I wish I pulled up numbers beforehand about how many times someone has to have sex before they conceive, like on average.
On average, yeah. Next week, we'll have numbers on how many times, on average, people need to have sex before conception.
Next week on Heck Media, your grandmother had a lot of sex once.
This is our Dragon Ball Z-esque teaser.
Next week on Vestibule of Heck.
We'll tell you how many times your grandma had sex.
Oh man, I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a better way.
One last thing. Shrek 5. I wanted to actually, I don't know if he's listening. I don't know if he's listening this far, but Johnny Calcorn, answer your fucking email.
Johnny Calcorn never listens. He's a coward.
Whoa, hang on. I don't want to be mean to him.
No,
I'm just saying,
no,
you know.
If
you're gonna say something, if you're gonna start some shit on the inner butts.
No, if we antagonize him, he'll be more likely to answer.
You think we can bully him into answering us?
Calcorn, more like Cal Coward. This
wow.
bitch ass motherfucker.
Ooh, get him. Calcorn,
got.
More like can't corn on the podcast because he's stupid. Got him.
Calcorn, more like you're giving me Cal Cancer.
Oh my God. Calcorn, more like stupid. Got him. Roasted. Got him. Roasted. Take that, Johnny Calcorn.
Get roasted. Like corn kernels. Calcorn, more like
man.
popcorn.
Do you hear that? The pop in the background? You hear that? That's not my microphone popping. That's Johnny Calcorn getting fucking roasted.
Oh shit.
Even though I don't think roasted corn like pop.
Yeah, I mean that's how Jiffy Pop works.
Oh shit! See that? Jiffy Pop, more like Jiffy Lube, because lube up, Johnny Calcorn. We're coming for you.
All right.
Now it sounds like we're gonna rape him. I'm sorry, Johnny Calcorn. I don't want to have sex with you.
No.
I don't know if that's more of a I don't know if that's a compliment or like a diss.
I'm not into racists.
I'm not into people who are bitches. That's what I'm not into.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck, Johnny Calcorn. He's probably like really normal. Has like a normal.
Oh, probably. I would still have to talk to him, and again, I feel like if we antagonize him, he'd be more likely to contact us.
So I think that's where we'll stop for the week.
It's a good ending, I think.
Take that, Johnny Calcorn.
Take this.
This episode is just gonna be called "Eat My Ass, Johnny Calcorn."
Yeah, I gestured at my penis when I said "Take this, Johnny Calcorn."
Good. This is why we need cams. I don't want to have cam. I'm a fucking mess
Well,
right now.
I mean, someday we can have a video podcast when we have like a studio and stuff in our fucking dreams.
Oh boy, no! What we can do is we can rent out like a storage unit, a storage locker. And wait, hang on. We might have to look into this.
All right, nobody
This
cares.
might be a brilliant
Nobody cares anymore. We gotta end this.
Okay. All right. So for Heck Media, episode 7, Vestibule Heck, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Mitchell.
Right. Fuck you, Johnny Calcorn. Eat shit.
That's what I was gonna say too.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.